The NBA's Thursday slate may be light with just 3 games on deck, but that doesn't mean the action is lacking. In fact, with the in-season tournament heating up and most teams resting ahead of Friday's Cup matchups, this smaller schedule gives us a laser focus on 3 intriguing battles that carry both betting and basketball intrigue. So grab your notes, buckle up, and let's dive deep, beyond the box score, where stats meet storytelling, and every matchup has a pulse you can feel. We start north of the border. Well, technically, we start in Cleveland, where the Cavaliers host the Toronto Raptors. On paper, the Cavs are 7.5-point favorites, but don't let that fool you. There are question marks all over this game. Toronto's dealing with a handful of uncertainties. Ochai Agbaji, Kira Lewis Jr., and Sandro Mamukelashvili are all questionable. On the other side, Cleveland's waiting on news about Darius Garland, who missed Wednesday's game, while Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and rookie Jalen Tyson all got a rest day against Miami. The wild part, Cleveland's backup stunned the Heat, the same team their starters couldn't handle a week earlier. That's the NBA in a nutshell. Even the 10th man can turn into a star for a night. Both of these teams are treading water against the spread, each sitting at 4-6 over their last 10. But there's some history here. The Raptors actually took down the Cavs in the in-season tournament opener when both Mitchell and Jarrett Allen sat out. Now, the question becomes, does Cleveland flip the script this time around? The tricky part is lineup management. Allen and DeAndre Hunter both played the front end of a back-to-back, and with the Cavaliers resting their top trio previously, it wouldn't be surprising to see them rotate the rest. Don't be shocked if Allen sits tonight. If that happens, one name jumps off the page: Evan Mobley. Mobley's matchup against Toronto's frontcourt is juicy. The Raptors are giving up the 8th most points to power forwards and the 5th most to centers. With Allen possibly out, Mobley could feast. He dropped a season-high 29 points against Toronto in that first Cup meeting, and he's gone over his scoring line in 5 of his last 7 games. Cleveland has made it clear. They want Mobley to be the co-star to Mitchell's leading man, and this could be one of those statement nights where he reminds everyone of that potential. Another player to keep an eye on: Jalen Tyson. The rookie's quietly been one of Cleveland's most efficient contributors. He had 18 points and 3 rebounds the last time he faced the Raptors, and he's cleared his points plus rebounds line in 7 straight games. His points prop alone hasn't been bumped yet, which could make for an excellent value play. On the Raptors' side, the challenge is figuring out who leads the charge on any given night. Toronto's offensive core of Emmanuel Quickley, R.J. Barrett, Brandon Ingram, and Scotty Barnes is talented but unpredictable. They can all handle, score, and rebound, making individual props a risky bet. One thing is certain: the Raptors are tough, physical, and don't go away quietly. And considering that Cleveland has covered the spread in just 1 home game all year, the lean here is towards Toronto keeping it close. A potential cover, maybe even an outright scare. Next up, we're flying west to Salt Lake City, the Atlanta Hawks versus the Utah Jazz. Atlanta comes in as 1.5-point favorites, but there's a catch: they're on a back-to-back and traveling. The good news: the Hawks blew out their opponent Wednesday, leading by nearly 30 points late in the game, which could mean rest for their key starters. Still, back-to-backs have been brutal for teams across the league this year, especially on the road. The Jazz, meanwhile, are finding their rhythm. They've got no new injuries, and after that 5-game road trip, they've returned home looking dangerous. Utah just crushed the Pacers by scoring 150 points. Yes, 150, and they've now covered the spread in every home game this season. That's no small feat, and it speaks to how confident they are in front of their home crowd. As for props, there are some juicy looks. The Hawks are giving up the 5th most rebounds in the league, which makes Jusuf Nurkic a target on the glass. He's hit double-digit rebounds in 4 of his last 5 non-blowout games, with totals of 11, 10, 17, and 11. If the line is right, that's one to watch. Another play worth tracking is Lauri Markkanen's points. Against Atlanta, he's been consistently productive, 32, 25, and 35 points in his last few healthy meetings, only dipping when the game turned into a blowout. The Hawks' defense tends to struggle with stretch bigs, and Lauri thrives in these kinds of matchups. If you're looking for something sneaky from the Hawks' side, keep your eyes on Dyson Daniels and his assist line. Utah allows the 5th most assists in the NBA, and Daniels has been distributing beautifully, posting lines of 8, 13, and 8 assists in recent outings. Even in limited minutes, he's found a rhythm. But let's talk winners, and this is where travel fatigue and home dominance intersect. The Hawks have been hot, but the Jazz have been an absolute wagon at home, covering every spread. With the Hawks potentially resting players and Utah thriving in their building, the lean here is the Jazz to get it done in Salt Lake City. And now, we close with the nightcap, the Indiana Pacers traveling to the desert to face the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix enters as a 4.5 point favorite, but just like Atlanta, they're on a back-to-back and returning home. Indiana is getting a bit healthier, Andrew Nebbard and T.J. McConnell are back, but key pieces like Benedict Mathurin remain out. The Suns are one of the hottest teams in basketball right now, and yes, the pun is fully intended. They've covered in 7 of their last 10 and have found a groove that feels sustainable. Their only recent stumble on a back-to-back came against the Denver Nuggets, but Indiana isn't Denver. The Pacers' defense has been a mess, giving up 152 points to Utah in that blowout loss, and now they face a Phoenix team that's clicking offensively. Keep an eye on 2 under-the-radar Suns players who've quietly been cash machines. Dillon Brooks, yes, that Dillon Brooks, has been remarkably consistent. After being known for unreliable offense, he's reinvented himself, scoring 22, 21, 15, 16, and 18 points in recent games, taking confident volume even with Devin Booker back. He's no longer the meme he used to be, he's becoming a steady contributor. The other is Royce O'Neal. His points prop usually sits around 9.5, and he's hit 10 or more points in 8 of his last 9 games. That kind of consistency is rare, and if that number reappears, it's worth considering. For Indiana, the options are murkier. Nebbard showed flashes with 25 points and 7 assists in his return, but it's unclear where oddsmakers will set his line. His usage is high, but against Phoenix's tight defense, it's a risky play. The Pacers have been inconsistent and defensively porous, not a good combination when facing a Suns team with confidence, rhythm, and balance. Even on a back-to-back, the Suns look like the smarter lean here, especially given Indiana's road woes. So to recap, we've got 3 games, 3 leans: the Raptors to cover against Cleveland, the Jazz to protect home court against Atlanta, and the Suns to stay hot versus Indiana. Sprinkle in those prop radar looks: Evan Mobley's points, Jalen Tyson's points plus rebounds, Nurkic rebounds, Markkanen's points, Dyson Daniels assists, and Royce O'Neal's points, and you've got a full card of analytical edges to explore. And that's what Beyond the Box Score is all about, not just picking sides, but understanding why they make sense. Trends, matchups, fatigue, travel, all woven together into the rhythm of the league. Because in the NBA, nothing happens by accident. Every blowout, every cover, every stars off night, it all tells a story. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Beyond the Box Score, and drop a W in the comments if you found a pick or prop you're riding with tonight. Every bit of engagement helps push this content to more basketball fans who live for this kind of analysis. The data tells the story, we just read between the lines. This has been Beyond the Box Score. See you on the next slate, where the numbers meet the narrative and the game never sleeps.